move slow and careful these days. Well, it's springtime, and spring comes, and a young man's fancy turns to thoughts of motorcycle. I've had some motorcycles. Right out of high school, back in 1970, I got this my first motorcycle was a Honda 90. Pretty modest little guy, but I was so enchanted with the movie Easy Rider. I painted it red, white, and blue, of course. I had it for a while, and then I moved and got left behind. Went to forestry school, and in '76, I moved out here because I had finished getting my forestry degree. My goal being to work in the mountains and have a cabin in the pines. And I came to the Tonto National Forest up here north of us. Beautiful country. And I found myself over a number of years becoming a wildland firefighter. Payson Hot Shots, Flagstaff Hot Shots, Pleasant Valley Hell Attack on the Tonto. I ran a tanker crew for a while, Mormon Lake tanker. Eventually became law enforcement for the Forest Service and got to write tickets on people who were having campfires illegally on the 4th of July. Landed free, home and brave. Firefighters, when I first started, you showed up in your long sleeve flannel shirt, your jeans. They gave you a hard hat. That was before the Nomex clothing. But boots. If you're going to spend 4 days without taking your boots off, and that happens, you're going to want the best. And they're called white boots. They're custom made. In 1976, a pair cost $300. That's a lot of money today.
Yeah.
Red Wings don't cost that much today. They measured your foot and your leg every 2 inches. They fit you like a glove. Great for riding a motorcycle too. Well, while I was on the piece of hot shots, I lucked into a motorcycle. A 1945 military 45Q Harley trike, 3-wheel. Now, Harleys aren't built to accelerate especially quickly. They're built to go and keep going. And I really enjoyed that bike until I had a little problem. I got my mail in Flagstaff in those days, and I was riding up Santa Fe Avenue, that's Route 66, right at San Francisco Street one afternoon. Probably doing about 45 miles an hour in the 35 zone. And a fellow made a left turn right into me. Being a trike really saved me a lot of pain because he hit that rear left wheel on the trike. And that took the impact. But it rotated me 180 degrees. I might be one of the few people in the world that has pulled a wheelie on Harley. Because when it hit, those rear wheels were still going 45 miles an hour the other way. Popped the wheelie, I came down on a fire hydrant on the corner. Right on my lower back, 600 pounds of motorcycle on top. And I slid down that fire hydrant, and I looked up, and people had gathered that quickly, and I looked at this guy and I said, "Asshole, put that cigarette out, that's gasoline!" You see, I don't think in emergency situations, I just respond. And I'm pretty good about emergency situations. I mean, in my youth, I was a connoisseur of fine emergency rooms. Broken so many bones, had so many stitches. Well, I loved my my time as a wildland firefighter, but along the way, I got into a relationship, and we got serious, and then my first son came along, and when you do wildland fire, you usually have a nice 3-month vacation in the winter, which I really enjoyed, but it didn't pay as well. So I thought, oh, it's time to look for more serious, full-time work. And somewhere along the way there, I picked up another motorcycle, the 750cc Kawasaki. We called them crotch rockets in those days. They were the first really fast accelerating, get out of my way kind of motorcycles. You see them on Grant Road all the time these days. They're doing about 60 in the 35 zone. And I got an interview up on the reservation, the Navajo reservation, up near Four Corners, at a place called Shanto. So I cruised on up there on the cow. And I honestly don't remember much of anything about that interview. You see, on the way back to Flagstaff, between Kayenta and Tuba City, a couple of towns up there, I followed a pickup truck. Now, I don't tailgate. Even today, I don't tailgate. There's always room to pull in front of me. And on the bike, especially, I followed this pickup truck at a respectful distance for about 50 miles or so. And 4 or 5 miles past the Tuba City turnoff, that pickup truck pulled off on the left-hand side of the road. And when I got even with him, he T-boned me. I didn't have a trike this time. It happened pretty quick. I flew through the air. I landed on my back. I saw my motorcycle. I saw the pickup truck with 3 people sitting in the front seat looking at me. And I looked down, and there was the toe of my boot touching my knee. And the sole of my boot looking up at me like this. And I knew it wasn't right. Now, like I said, I don't think in emergency situations, pretty much. I do believe that when there is enough neural disturbance, there are what I'll call things in your brain that cut it off. What do you call them? Electrical? I don't remember now. I like to do this. Okay, when I can't remember a word, I'll do this. And you all remember the word for me, okay? Circuit breakers, that's what, there's circuit breakers in your brain, right? They don't let you. Well, I got into Tuba City in the emergency room there. They said, oh, he's not an Indian, put him in the corner. I made it down to Flagstaff with my buddy Scotty Peterson, and the ambulance, he got there about an hour and a half later. By then it was starting to hurt. Now, the piece of metal there, oh, I broke the first one. I'm that kind of a guy. So I got a second one, and it's been served me well ever since. Healing's a funny thing. Injury only takes a moment. Healing takes a long time. I was on crutches for 2 years. And today you see me walking, it's that first injury, that lumbar, that is what's annoying me these days. I'll say annoying. But all the things I did in my youth that were, I'll say it today, kind of stupid, I would do them all again, I guarantee you. I had to start over. So live your life, live it big, and it's never too late to do something stupid.